On sexual predators in nursing homes is now called to order. The decision to put a loved one in a nursing home is never an easy one to make. For most, it's emotionally fraught and painstaking process. But once a selection has been made, most families take comfort in knowing that their loved one will be well cared for and looked after. For America's elderly and impaired, nursing homes have historically been places of security, and yet for many residents, that is no longer the case. As a result of insufficient data and conflicting regulations, sex offenders have managed to infiltrate many of our country's nursing homes, and today, millions of our most vulnerable citizens remain at risk. In this morning's hearing, we will discuss the threat that sexual predators pose not only to our elderly, but also to the small health care providers that protect them. This troubling issue is of particular concern to our committee, given that the overwhelming majority of nursing homes are also small businesses. According to a 2006 GAO report, close to 3% of nursing homes are now harboring sex offenders, and for these people, advancing age is of little hindrance. In fact, the belief that older sexual predators are harmless is a dangerous misconception. Studies have shown that sex offenders continue to be violent well past middle age. It is also worth noting that not all nursing home residents are elderly. The truth is that these facilities are often home to younger people with serious mental and physical handicaps. These younger residents can be both victims and perpetrators of nursing home violence. The question is, how did these predators break into our long-term facilities? This is at least partially the result of unreliable detection systems. While the National Sex Offender Registry attempts to name all convicted sex offenders, there are notable holes in the database. For one, the registry fails to include predators that were convicted or released from prison prior to its 1996 inception. In addition to this problem, recent offenders often fail to self-identify and therefore cannot be added to the registry at all. As a result of these two system flaws, GAO believes that the registry undercounts sexual predators by nearly 60%. Given the database's limited reach, it's reasonable to assume that nursing homes may house more sexual offenders than the 3% originally thought. A tangle of conflicting rules and regulations have made it all but impossible for facilities to address their problems with sex offenders. Small health care providers are now governed by some 70 pages of fine print in the Code of Federal Regulations. As a result, the system is a challenge to navigate. This is particularly true when it comes to reconciling safety policies with privacy concerns. Once a sexual predator has been identified, it is often difficult for a facility to act on that information. Under the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, commonly called HIPAA, for example, sharing information about prior convictions can, in some cases, be considered a privacy violation. And in fact, nursing home staff and residents' families are rarely informed of the status of other residents' offender status. In an attempt to fix this broken system, one state is already moving forward. Following a series of incidences in Oklahoma nursing homes, the state legislature passed a bill to create separate facilities for sex offenders. In doing so, they hope to attack this issue head-on and set a precedent that can be a model nationwide. Today, we will discuss that particular piece of legislation and look for other potential solutions to this problem. Nursing homes have traditionally been a safe haven for America's elderly and disabled, and it's important that we do everything in our power to keep them that way. With that, I would like to thank all the witnesses in advance for being here and turn it over to my good friend, the ranking member, Ms. Fallon from Oklahoma, for her opening statement. And I would say that she deserves the credit for this hearing. This is something that Oklahoma, her home state, has taken the lead on. This was her idea to put this hearing together. I thank her for her leadership on this and would turn it over to her at this time.